In the initial scene, Jonas Taylor, Jason Statham, is an expert jumper who attempts to safeguard a gathering of jumpers from a destroyed submarine. Jonas prevails with regards to getting some of them ready, including Dr. Heller, Robert Taylor, yet something begins going after the sub fiercely. This powers Jonas to pursue a hard decision, against Heller's dissent, to forsake the submarine to get away from unavoidable passing. They get away from without a moment to spare as the inconspicuous power obliterates the submarine and vanishes. After 5 years. At Mana 1, a submerged exploration office off the Bank of China. It is worked by a gathering of researchers led by Jack Morris, Rainn Wilson, and Dr. Minwei Zhang, Winston Chow, and Shou to Zhang's girl Suyin, Bing Li, Distant Traveler DJ, Paige Kennedy, Jack's group, Ruby Rose, the previously mentioned Dr. Haller, Macintosh, Precipice Curtis, Lori, Jessica McNamee, Toshi, Masi Oka, and, The Wall, Olafur Dario Lafson. They are directing a trial close to the sea floor, including bypassing a baffling hydrogen, utilizing a little submarine guided by Lori, Tosh, and, The Wall, and investigating what's underneath. Everything appears to be okay from the get-go, yet the triplet is gone after and abandoned by something enormous and quick, making them lose contact with Mana 1. They later take a stab at making power back ready, yet are gone after once more, and Lori is injured by a screwdriver getting smashed into her stomach. The remainder of the team, after much discussion, choose to accept Macintosh's recommendation and call Jonas in to assist with protecting their abandoned companions because of his involvement in saving individuals from such a profound, risky region of the sea. Nonetheless, Heller is against this as he naturally suspects Jonas went off the deep end from his horrendous experience a long time back and doesn't really accept that Jonas cases that something went after him and the jumpers he was attempting to safeguard. The arrangement goes on in any case. Sadly, Jonas has plainly been better, as he's found in a Taiwanese bar drinking consistently and irritating neighborhood boat proprietors whom he continues passing over fixing their boats. Macintosh and Dr. Zhang meet with Jonas back in his room. Jonas at first attempts to renege on the circumstance by offering the 2 beverages and prudently reproaching any proposals of cash. Eventually, in any case, he consents to go along and help. In the meantime, Suyin attempts to go down and salvage the caught team herself in a little sub not long after Jonas shows up. Jonas takes off after her to help, yet not prior to promising Suyin's young little girl Meiying, Shiya Sophia Kai, that he'll bring her mother back free from any potential harm. Suyin rapidly tracks down the adhered sub and prepares to tow them back to the surface when a monster squid goes after her. Before it seems to be her sub will be harmed, the squid is immediately killed by the guilty party of the past assault, a 75-foot-long ancient beast shark called a Megalodon. This shark is a similar one Jonas experienced 5 years back that nearly killed him, hence demonstrating his mental soundness. Jonas momentarily draws the shark away for certain styles and has Suyin get away from back to the surface. He prevails with regards to getting Lori and The Wall on board his vehicle. Notwithstanding, the shark returns for another assault, and Toshi penances himself so the others can evade, stuffing a farewell letter to his better half that he was composing before into The Wall's pocket. The shark smashes the brought-down second sub, killing Toshi, while every other person gets to somewhere safe and secure. Heller later apologizes to Jonas for not trusting his cases. The circumstance isn't finished at this point, as the sub's obliteration has made an impermanent pocket of intensity vent upwards and permit the shark to move to typical sea waters. While Jonas attempts to leave and every other person talks among themselves, Meiying is playing with a RC ball through the lobbies yet is terrified by the unexpected appearance of the shark. The shark attempts to nibble through the body yet comes up short and leaves subsequent to killing a whale. The gathering eventually chooses to track and toxic substance the shark to death through a little boat. At first they prevail with regards to following it, utilizing Jonas to shoot the tracker onto its blade and afterward reel him back in, scarcely trying not to get eaten by the shark. Then, at that point, Suyin goes down in a plastic tank to harm it while the others draw the shark in with friend. This prompts a serious showdown where the shark attempts to gulp down the enclosure with her in it. She prevails with regards to harming the shark, however her cover breaks, and she almost suffocates. Jonas makes a plunge after her, and they nearly get eaten by the shark. Luckily, the toxic substance kicks in and the shark passes on. Jonas gets Suin back on board, and they revive her back to life. The team at first celebrates by taking photos of the wall with the shark's carcass before he falls into the water because of a trick from DJ. Jonas, be that as it may, sees the shark's teeth are more modest than the one from prior. This is plainly intended to be by a more modest, more youthful Megalodon they killed. Unexpectedly, the other greater shark from before shows up, gulping the wall entire and snatching the other Meg's cadaver off the boat with its teeth. This makes the boat get inverted, and Dr. Zhang is seriously harmed all the while. The shark returns around to attempt to eat Jax, yet Heller penances himself by diverting the shark to him all things considered, and he gets eaten. The enduring group circumvent utilizing speedboats and Morris brings in a help helicopter to take shots at the shark, effectively pursuing it away. In any case, Dr. Zhang passes on from his injuries in the boat, however not before sorrowful final expressions of pride to his little girl. Sometime thereafter, Morris lets the group know that they're closing down Mana 1 and the experts in numerous Asian nations have been called to manage the shark. Notwithstanding, it turns out he's telling an obvious lie, and he really brought in a minor military help to attempt to kill the shark on his own utilizing profundity charges dropped from the helicopter. He goes out on a boat with some others, and it appears to work from the start, just for it to turn out they just exploded and killed a whale by accident, all things being equal, drawing a few close by ordinary sharks, and later the Meg, who frightens them away, to devour its carcass. Morris gets knocked off the getting away from boat and attempts to ascend the dead whale, just to be eaten entire by the shark. The team figures out the shark is setting out toward a close-by famous ocean side in China and plans to draw the shark away from the ocean side with whale commotion accounts and afterward torpedo it screw the smaller than expected subs. The shark at first goes after a close-by Chinese wedding party on another boat and apparently eats the lady's canine Pippin, before momentarily threatening local people at the ocean side. It quits going after when it hears the whale commotions and takes the trap. This leads into a huge pursuit among Jonas and the shark, as he drives it to Suin who hits it with a torpedo, however it sits idle. Far more atrocious, is that Jonas' torpedo won't fire. During the battle, a gathering of information helicopters attempting to film the activity moronically collide with one another and the destruction crashes onto the group's boat, driving everybody into the water. Suin goes to help the others, while Jonas, trying to safeguard everybody, goes head-on with the shark, slicking its underside open severely with the sub. He then, at that point, escapes the sub once the shark has a go at battering it and cuts it through the eye, mortally injuring it. 12 customary sharks move in to polish it off and destroy it, finishing the danger. With the peril past, everybody refocuses on board the wedding couple's boat, including Pippin the canine, who ended up having made do. Jonas and Suin are probably now a couple, their sentiment being indicated all through before in the film. The film closes with everybody praising their triumph, and the seas are presently protected.